The 2023 NFL draft order for the non-playoff teams is set. We're going to break it down here momentarily, but if you want a new 2023 NFL mock draft from your boy here, then share this video. A lot of stuff we have to get to over the next 48, 72 hours. If you want the mock draft to be prioritized, show us you do by sharing this video right now. Tom Downey here for NFL Daily, a long night here at the office or early morning, depending on when you're watching here. We're going to break down the NFL draft order, and a major change went down with the 1 p.m. games. The Chicago Bears have secured the number 1 spot, a pick they could very well trade. More on that in a little bit. The Houston Texans, thanks to winning a meaningless game over Indianapolis, dropped to the 2 spot. The Bears lost 10 straight games. Way to tank, fellas. The Cardinals, as they bottom out this year, they finished with the number 3 pick. By the way, Houston fired Lovie Smith. We'll have that video for you guys here on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed to replacements for Lovie Smith. Indy, 7 straight losses, just like Arizona. They tanked properly. Thank you, Jeff Saturday. They lose against Houston and thus get the number 4 pick. Now, the next 2 picks were not their original team. Seattle, as we all foresaw, did get a top 5 pick, but it's actually via Denver, crazily enough. The Lions, who of course took down Green Bay in Week 18 Sunday Night Football, they have their first-round pick from the Los Angeles Rams. They're number 6. The Raiders at number 7, a pivotal offseason for them with seems like no Derek Carr moving forward. The Atlanta Falcons on the edge, just inside of it, quarterback range, we'll see, begins the NFC South stretch. Atlanta at 8, Carolina at number 9 as the Panthers took down the Saints. That kind of hurt their own draft stock. Atlanta won their last 2 games, by the way. The Eagles via the Saints, hence the NFC South connection there. So 3 top 10 picks traded as a result of previous trades this year. The Tennessee Titans, who also lost 7 straight games, not very good. They are number 11. And the Houston Texans, 2 picks in the top 12. This one via the Cleveland Browns. A lot of tiebreakers in there. Houston picking at 2, and number 12. My bad, forced habit from being number 1 almost all year. The Jets are at 13. They cratered down the stretch. They lost 6 straight games. The Patriots are picking at number 14. And the Green Bay Packers have the 15th overall selection. The Washington Commanders, a 500 season. It's really tough to do. It really is. And they did it thanks to a tie there. The Steelers are picking 17. They actually won 4 in a row to rally and finish above 500, along with the Detroit Lions. The Steelers and Lions, the only teams to finish above 500 and not make the playoffs this year. 19 through 31 this year, since the Dolphins lost their original first-round pick, will be determined by the playoff results. The teams that are eliminated first week are then sorted by their own draft or their own record. Who will be the number 1 overall pick? Do the Bears stay put? Do they take a Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? Do they trade the pick? Does the team go and get a quarterback? Make the predictions for me in the comments section. It's the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Who will be that number 1 overall pick? The Bears have that selection. Bears fans delighted to see the Bears tank properly. Justin Fields showed more than enough to say, yeah, we're going to ride with him. I know there's they should take a quarterback. No, they shouldn't. You ride with Justin Fields. He showed you more than enough. You have $100 million in salary cap space. Trade the pick or draft the best defensive player in the class, be it Will Anderson, Jalen Carter. I say trade down, get a bunch of assets. Houston, who again fired Lovie Smith kind of late Sunday night, was on the path, the number 1 pick, and then they blew it down the stretch, which was kind of disappointing for them. Now, the Bears might go defense. I think Houston could still take their franchise QB because it's not Davis Mills. I'm sorry. But if the Bears trade it, that just hurts Houston in the end. That's, again, good news, though, as I'm sure producer Coop can confirm. We've never once seen a team miss out on a great quarterback at number 1 to take a lesser one at number 2. Definitely have not seen that Jacksonville and New York. Now, are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. Maybe it's an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that just never gets streamed anymore. It's just a great app that I love. It usually helps me track all my expenses. Because of it, I no longer waste money on subscriptions I don't use. You might have heard of it. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. They can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. Maybe you were double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel. That's it. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. That's rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. That link, by the way, is in the comment section and the description of today's show. Pick number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. They're in great shape. Either trade the pick, get a haul of draft capital down, or stand pat, and you should get one of Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. Arizona's in a fantastic spot. Indy, by the way, might be a team to monitor to go up and get a quarterback in a deal with Chicago. The Bears would not move that far down. They could still potentially end up with a Carter or Anderson at number 4 if they are lucky. Indy is desperate for an actual franchise QB because Jim Irsay had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck and was like, this is great. Why change? And then they have not had it, and it's been a disaster, and he can't handle it. Indy at 4, they tanked properly down the stretch. Seattle at number 5, they're in a fun spot. Do they go defense? Do they maybe go quarterback, but they made the playoffs with Geno Smith? Seattle's pick via Denver, super valuable for them. The Lions, meanwhile, help Seattle get in the playoffs, and they're heading in the right direction with Dan Campbell. They're at number 6, probably not going to go quarterback, I would assume. Maybe they do. I mean, I've seen crazier things before in the past. Defense would be a nice addition there. Maybe get a front 4 player or corner to help build out that defense. The Raiders at number 7, I don't know what they're going to do. Is it a veteran at QB? Do they go trade up for somebody? Who knows? The O-line needs all of the help, which would be a pretty good focal point for Vegas. Defense needs help, so I think it screams BPA. Atlanta, meanwhile, the O-line actually played better down the stretch. Desmond Ridder was not bad, not that great. I don't know if you've seen enough from him to assume he's the guy long term. Your defense needs another pass rusher, more cornerback help. They're kind of in an awkward tweener spot. I'm curious what the Falcons end up doing. And we'll keep you guys covered on that. Mock drafts, free agency, news, rumors, trades, you name it, we have you covered. Hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/@chatsports. Free videos every single day, multiple times per day. We'll talk about a tweener spot. It's Carolina. They could go up and get a quarterback. Sam Darnold is he had his best year ever. Still was not actually all that great. Carolina did rally late with Steve Wilks. They're searching for a new head coach. Once that gets put in place, a better feel for what Carolina will do. But O-line, another pass rusher, corner still an area of concern for the Panthers. Those premium players, right? Quarterbacks, sometimes receivers, corners, edge rushers, tackles, offensive tackles, all important. Philadelphia, probably going to look defense here. You can't really rule out Bijan Robinson, but top 10 is kind of rich for that. Eagles made a great trade with the Saints. Credit once again to Hy Roseman, who should, for the record, coast to the NFL Executive of the Year this offseason. Did a fantastic job, I think. Traded for A.J. Brown. Maybe we trade the pick again for a player. Who knows? Number 11. A.J. Brown. Sorry, guys. Tennessee. Offensive line, screaming need. Taylor Lewan, we'll see if he's back. Dennis Daly, to be blunt, is a horrible football player. He's not very good at all. Curious what Tennessee does. I think offensive line, really offense overall, another receiver, maybe a quarterback, but a lot of O-line. Give me the big focal point. Houston at 12, if they get a quarterback at 2, you would probably see them pursue some more help in terms of adding talent, whether it's receiver, could be a prime Quentin Johnson type spot. From that standpoint there. We'll see where Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud end up going. Still a good chance that Houston ends up getting one of those guys at number 2. If they want to, they would for sure have it. But you would like to have your pick of them at number 1. Speaking of the QBs, pick a QB here. Sorry for the Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and there are Tanner McKeitry, which makes no sense to me at all. Pick a QB, though. CJ for C.J. Stroud, BY for Bryce Young. Number 13, the New York Jets. Offensive line, also quarterback. I mean, maybe they go up and get a QB, but that didn't work out great for Zach Wilson. They're kind of in a tricky spot this time around. The Patriots at number 14. Bill Belichick does some weird things. O-line, maybe a new receiver, tight end could be a pick for Patriots or the Packers at 15. A disappointing end to the year for Green Bay. Already more buzz of, is this Rodgers' last year? I'm sure we'll find out at some point, but Patriots 14, Packers 15. The Commanders still looking for a quarterback. They have not found one. Sam Howell showed some promise, but I don't think one game can prevent you from getting a verified upgrade there. Steelers, in theory, have their quarterback at number 17. They'll probably look for some O-line and defensive help as well. Probably no offensive coordinates on a draft thing, but you get it. And the Lions, hey, good job, Detroit. You made Bears fans happy. I've already mentioned Detroit earlier. I would go front 4, back 7 player, really cornerback at the other pick there. That'd be an ideal outcome for the Lions if the value ends up working out properly. Bears, though, got the number 1 overall pick. Congrats to Chicago. What will they do with that number 1 pick? Type in K for keep or T for trade.